What's up, y'all? I hope all is well with you today. Depending on where you are, you could be someone who is surrounded by evil forces. The devils of the world have a way of seeking out and staying hyper focused on the people of God. It's a group affair. So they'll kind of gang up on you and try to make you feel fear or try to make you doubt yourself. And they want you to get all worked up about all their shenanigans. God's people are a threat to all evil forces. And since they're viewing you as a threat, they begin to want to conquer you and turn your smile into a frown. You got to know that your existence has completely taken over the minds of these evil forces. So they're constantly thinking about different things that they could do that can hurt you. When you know that you are someone who is kind to people and you just be out the way doing your own thing, this can make you wonder why a thing like this would happen to you when you don't even do anything. But you don't have to. You don't have to do nothing at all. Okay? Just you breathing, just you existing, having air in your lungs. The truth about it is, it's the God in you that makes people hate you. And see, this is why you got to be very careful when you out here in these streets, chosen one, because these evil forces, they don't come marked. Okay, they are disguised. Understand that the way that any evil force treats you is a clear, direct reflection of, well, not only the fact that they have the devil in their spirit, but it's also a clear, direct reflection of how they really feel about themselves. Okay? People that are happy with themselves, people that are happy with their lives, people that are happy with the things that God has given them, they don't have time for stuff like that. They outside somewhere frolicking in the grass. They not worried about you. They not worried about me. They not worried about nobody. Not in that way to want to attack them because they too happy. The evil forces who may be surrounding you want to control how you feel about yourself. But when you really look at the situation, you will realize that it is you who is in control of their feelings. It's the other way around. You control how they feel, which is why they're so hyper focused on you and how they can mess with you, even when you just minding your business. The devil is so embedded into some of these people's spirits that it's literally driving them crazy. These evil forces, they even try to kick you out of certain spaces so that they can proceed with acting just like you. They know exactly what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose. This is why you can show up with good intentions and you could talk about anything. You could talk about the stars in the sky at night or butterflies or something. In some kind of way, they'll still make a problem out of that. It's just invisible problems that the evil forces will just come up with. You're just doing your job. Or wherever you at, it doesn't really have to be at work, anywhere. Wherever you are, you could have still showed up there with good, positive intentions. And it just doesn't make any sense. But see, what's happening is they haven't found the Lord. They haven't allowed God to be embedded in their spirit. They rejected God and welcomed the devil. So if people who are filled with the spirit of the devil gang up on you, that means that you're more powerful than they want you to believe. These type of people need a team of devils to come up against you. Not that it works, but they feel like they need a team because they feel like maybe their plan wouldn't work by themselves on their own coming up against you. So they find comfort in having a whole squad. Okay, they feel like the more devils that they recruit on their team, the more powerful their plan will be to go against the power you have all by yourself. They are smart enough to at least know that. But if you're going through this right now, don't panic. No need to panic at all. I'm going to tell you something. God knows about this. He knows all about it, and He's keeping you protected. Not only is He protecting you, but He's also making you used to having haters or just having to be around evil forces during times when you do have to be around them. This means that every plot, every plan formed against you will fail. You're being protected from any evil. Okay, you are being protected from any hate and toxicity. The only thing you need to do is stay close to God. That's it. The closer you are to God, the more you are protected because that's when He knows you are leaning on Him and trusting Him to keep you protected. Many of you that will cross paths with this video, you've probably been through this before. There's been multiple occasions in your life when you've been surrounded and outnumbered by people who are filled with demonic spirits. Truth is, they are filled with pure evil because they have willingly surrendered to the devil. They could have easily resisted the devil, but they didn't. They just let him right on in, open arms. But see, because they didn't resist the devil, now they are monitoring spirits always watching you. If this is happening in your life, you have to be very careful because when you constantly surrounded by negative, evil forces all the time, this can really take a toll on your mental, your emotional, even your physical health. It can be very exhausting and overwhelming if you let it get to you. Be sure not to internalize these things. You can't always control other people's behaviors, actions, and intentions towards you, but you can control how you let it affect you or not affect you. It's mind over matter every time. Sometimes it can be easy to dismiss the negative behavior from evil forces as just a bad day or we just have personality differences. But no, constantly being exposed to this type of stuff can eventually erode your well being, especially if you're not very aware of what's going on around you. So, here's some key tips so that you can tell if you are surrounded by evil forces. One way that you can tell is through constant complaining. Negative evil forces often focus on what's wrong instead of either leaving you alone or focusing on what's right. When you hear constant complaints and criticisms all the time, that's a red flag. Or they just try to keep pushing you down and keeping you down. They feel the need to overly humble you and dim your light. Or they keep trying to pick fights with you. That's evil forces. Another indication that you are in the presence of an evil force is through someone's lack of empathy. People who are an evil force, they often lack empathy or are very indifferent to your feelings. Their behavior can be very dismissive, very cold, and just plain old evil. Okay? Another way that you could tell that you are in the presence of an evil force is through gossip and drama. A constant stream of gossip or stirring up drama is going to expose the sources of this toxicity and evil. So let's get into some practical ways that you can cope with the negativity being sent your way by these evil forces. Because there are ways that you can build your resilience and kind of safeguard your peace, even while being around some of these types of individuals. Set boundaries. One of the most powerful tools that you have is the ability to set boundaries. It's okay to say no to their negativity. It's okay to firmly tell somebody that you are not engaging in that type of behavior or that type of conversation. You can also limit your time and energy. If it's possible, reduce the amount of time you spend with or around people that you have discovered are evil forces. For some people, you may need to just kind of cut back on certain social media platforms or cut back on the amount of interactions that you have with certain people. Limiting exposure to them can help you preserve your mental space. You can also practice mindfulness. When you are exposed to the negativity coming at you from these negative evil forces, it's easy for you to get caught up in their emotions that they are feeling and projecting at you. You can do mindfulness techniques like deep breathing, or you can meditate, or you can even just take a few moments to go outside to ground yourself so that you can detach and maintain your calmness. Another thing that you can do is seek out positivity. If you can, if it's possible, because I know for some people there is nobody else, but if it is possible, try to surround yourself with people who uplift you. The positive relationships can provide a much needed counterbalance to the negativity that you have coming at you from the evil forces. When you are surrounded by evil forces, there may still be at least a few people that you can still rock with. Spend time with them. Another helpful thing that you could do is reframe any negative thoughts. Because negativity is constantly thrown at you, some kind of way it can creep in. But instead of allowing it to creep in, reframe those thoughts. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, focus on what you have to be grateful for, or focus on what you can learn from the situation. It's all about empowering yourself in the face of negativity that's coming from evil forces. Ultimately, you have the power to reclaim your peace. Remember, you are not defined by the negative forces surrounding you and whatever they may be doing. It's important to trust your intuition when you are around anyone. When something seems off or toxic, trust that feeling. Your intuition is what's going to guide you towards healthier interactions. Go ahead and let go of any guilt. You shouldn't be feeling guilty about protecting your peace. It's not selfish, it's necessary for your mental and emotional health. By preserving your well being, you are putting yourself in a better position to be able to help yourself and be able to help somebody else if needed. And most importantly, out of all of these tips I just shared, is to be intentional about how you choose to feel. Intentionally be at peace and choose to feel happy. Let's keep it real. Being around toxic, evil forces all the time is not easy. It can be very hard, but at the same time, it's not an impossible task. By recognizing the signs of toxicity and evil, setting boundaries, and taking the proper steps to protect your mental health, you can create a space where you can still thrive. And this is regardless of you still being around any evil forces. Be sure not to let these evil forces dictate how you feel. And if there's anybody around you that you're still kind of questioning because you don't really know about them or where they stand with you, don't you worry about it because God is going to expose every single evil force that you are in the presence of. While this is happening, stay grounded, stay strong, and don't forget that you are deserving of positivity and joy. And that's no matter where you are, who you're with, or who you are around. To book a personal one on one session with me, all that information will be down below in the description box of this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back soon. Peace.